How are we doing today, guys, on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? So, first things first, updates on the engines that Isaac is doing. So the L200, almost there, look, got all the bits on. I think he's just got to put the main timing belt on that one there, and that's pretty much done. And the little Transit Connect, that one is almost done. You can see there, lots of little bits to go on, but he's getting there. I think what he's just been doing is putting this camshaft assembly together with the new chain and tensioner. So this is a little bit like the, I suppose, the earlier PD Volkswagens, where you've got one pulley there drives one camshaft, and the chain here drives off that camshaft and drives the other one. Only on the PDs it's at the other side, but same sort of setup. He's replacing all the hydraulics, but he said because it's had a clang up, although most of the rockers look good, we're going to be replacing them all. And the reason for that is because we've had it before where they visibly might look all right, but the needle rollers on the little roller there can be damaged. You sort of fire it up, run it for 10 miles, and it could all fall to bits. So it's not worth messing about. We're going to replace all the rockers, all the hydraulics. They work out at about £6 each, I think, something like that. But if it saves having another clang up, it's going to be fairly pricey, isn't it? So no point messing about, guys. But that one is almost done. And as I say, that will be going back to CTS. But while we're on the subject of transits, guys, I'm going to, or connects, I'm going to give you a little update on what is happening with our vans, also the workshop. So the small van, the grey van, we've had people say, why are you getting rid of the grey van? It's like your only little van that you run around in, or it's John's little van he runs around in. But the main reason is we've had that van for, believe it or not, I think 2.5 years, getting on 3 years. And we have done about 4,500 miles in it. So we've worked it out that all we use it for really is to run locally. Very rarely now do we go out to do a job. We used to do a lot of jobs once upon a time when we had the old Citroen Berlingo, but we don't really do that anymore. A lot of what we do is in the workshop. We don't really go out and deliver engines or collect them. We get them sort of sent here by a pallet service. The van is only used really to go and collect parts locally, to go and collect the milk and what have you, stuff like that. So it works out that van's costing us about £250 a month, a hire purchase. I suspect with fuel and all that, it's costing us, what, about £3.5 a mile? It's never worth doing, is it, at the end of the day? Especially when we've got a nice bright orange van out there that we could use for those purposes. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be getting rid of that. There's a company, a local dealership that we've been dealing with for years. I've sold a couple of vehicles to them, and they're going to be buying it off us. Tor Ford are stocked up to the eyeballs, so they're not going to take it back. Continue the payments on the MSRT Transit. Now, this same garage said that they will buy that MSRT off us at the end. I think the deal is we'll have to give Tor about 18 grand or something for the vehicle. It's obviously worth more than that. We'll probably split the difference with them. It saves us selling it private. We make a couple of quid, and we can use that money then to put towards the deposit on a new MSRT Transit or something like that, whatever, guys. The only reason we sort of went for the MSRT in the first place was because the second-hand value of them. They're quite big money, aren't they? Whereas before we bought that, although the initial cost is a lot, new, we were looking at a couple of year-old second-hand van, but it would have worked out a lot worse if we'd have done that, really, by the time you got finance or whatever you want it. Bear in mind there's 0% finance on those new vans, so it's a sort of a no-brainer. So we're definitely going to be looking at a new MSRT Transit, especially in the orange that they do. They do a slightly different orange to that, looks really nice, and the van looks pretty trick. So we should be definitely having a look at that in the next year or so. Office upstairs, I've been on to my friend yesterday, Chris, the carpenter, and he's going to come round hopefully today, or definitely this week, just to have a good proper measure up of it. He did say that he probably could start it middle to end of January. No rush on our behalf whatsoever. We've boxed up most of the gaskets and the bearings and rings and all that to go to Thornton's. So most of the stuff up there, providing you guys don't want any of it, we are going to just get rid of it, really. So If there's a couple of little gems like some barrels and stuff like that, we'll probably hang on to them. Yeah, we'll just clear it completely out there, and we're basically just going to build a big wooden box and a flashy office in there. It'd be nice, really. The main reason for that is so Isaac and I can get up there, nice comfy office. We will obviously do all our editing up there. Everything that we do down here, it will give us more workspace down here to get the laptops off and stuff like that. And obviously we'll keep the camera up there. We can sort out our website up there. You know, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to just have that extra space up there as well, somewhere to just go up and chill and talk about what we're going to do with, you know, the business, the YouTube channel and that. We've got Isaac's come up with some pretty good ideas actually for the YouTube channel, and also the website. That's another one we're looking forward to doing. So he's built us this website. We're almost ready to go, and probably in the next couple of weeks we're going to be getting that live. But that's going to open up avenues to do loads of other stuff to obviously sell merch from. We're going to be getting involved with loads of different sorts of merch, just smaller stuff, not just clothing, but like mugs, key rings, all that sort of jazz, and offer it you guys under a sort of membership thing. We get stuff really cheap or whatever, give away sort of freebies. So that's another thing to look forward to. Also there, we can get all our warranty stuff laid out in black and white, in sort of very simpleman's terms, so people can head over to that website, have a look at all the terms and conditions and that, rather than have to wait for an invoice and stuff, or an estimate or a quote or something like that to read it. So yeah, really looking forward to that, guys. It's going to be fairly trick, and then we can obviously put links to the YouTube channel and our Instagram and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to be getting more involved with the social media side of it like that, but all through the website, so it'll be really good. So yeah, that is the update. Oh, also the storage container. I've put out feelers on 3 different companies getting quotes for this container. We specifically want like a 14 by 8 foot, which is a non-standard. I think standard is about 10 foot by 8 or 20 foot by 8. So we're going to probably have to have one modded. We obviously want it insulated with a decent flooring, ramps and stuff like that. And we also need lighting in there, because if we're going to be storing stuff, and decent security on there. So yeah, we're getting prices for that. Also, Chris is going to price up that, once he's had a measure up and we've had a talk through what we want, he's going to give us a price for that. So yeah, we're going to have to, unfortunately, lay out a bit this year, guys, but it's not going to be so much into the fun stuff like the cars. It's going to be into the productivity of the company, let's say. So we'll obviously be removing a lot of stuff off the floors, making some more space in here, utilising the space we got, and, you know, sticking it in the container maybe. So plenty of stuff to look forward to. But please do feel free, if you've got any better suggestions for any of this stuff that we're doing, guys. It's always good to hear what you've got to say in the comments, and usually there's some people that sort of spot things or think of things that we don't. So yeah, please feel free to do so. Right, secondly, I'm here still boring the MG TD. These liners, like I said when I bought these liners, because they're an off-the-shelf one, but they're the closest thing to the external and the flange that I could get. The internal, unfortunately, was really small, so there's about 5.5 mil got to come out of the bores of these. We're halfway through the third one now. We've then obviously got one more. Then we can face the block, hone it, and that is job done. Just in time for John to finish that V8 over there. He's on the second bank of 4. This is the American V8. And then that job will be done as well. So we're getting lots of little machining jobs done in here. And you can see the space sort of opening up down here already, guys. We've got a few things. Obviously, we're going to have to get started on that, but we're not going to start this V6 until we finish the Subaru. This is all pretty much done. We've just, that's the MGB. So I've just got a liner I've got to stick in that once that one's done. And that job's pretty much done there. We've got to start that, but that's John's little job, and also a Mini there, and these bits here, that's the V8 bits to what John's doing over there. And then we've got a 200 block Cosworth, which is mine actually. I bought that, one of 2 which I bought from abroad, and it's a 200 block Cosworth, which I'm toying with either just, obviously we're going to blast it and bore it and face it, whether to sell it as just a block on its own, or to build it up with a crank. I've got a crank, we've got rods. Obviously, I can sort pistons, long stud it, put jets in it, whatever. So if there's any guys out there that are into the Cosies and are interested in this 200 block, guys, whatever state you would like it in, let me know and we can probably come to some sort of arrangement. Right, guys, unfortunately, Wednesday's been and gone. Didn't get to put the video on yesterday. It is now Thursday. I haven't been in for most of today. I was in this morning for an hour. Then I had to go to Exeter. And the reason I went to Exeter is to look for a new vehicle. I'm going to be telling you more about that in the next video, which will be tomorrow, Friday. But I've just come back in for another half an hour to sort a few things out, see what's been happening today. And it's looking pretty chaotic in here, guys. So, as you can see, look, this is the build room. Not so clean room at the moment. And there is boxes and boxes of stuff that Isaac has fetched from upstairs where we're going to be building the office. He ain't quite finished yet, but then Chris is going to be coming in tomorrow and clearing out everything else from up there. So I'll show you up there in a minute. But as you can see, guys, there is endless boxes of various engine components, which obviously are really, really handy. So what we're going to be doing is putting all this onto a pallet, wrapping it up and sending it up to Thornton's, and Thornton's are going to keep it in stock, give us some money to the value they think, and obviously it's going to be there if we need it. So there's no point really in us keeping all this there. Obviously that's what they do. They deal these old sort of sought after parts, but for us it's just having the room to stock it, so we just give Thornton's about. So they can identify it and go through all that rigmarole, and it gets it out of our way. But we'll just show you a little bit upstairs. But yeah, quite an exciting day as far as looking for a vehicle, guys. So I'm going to tell you a bit more in detail about that tomorrow. But you can see up here, look, it's all of a sudden looking a lot cleaner. And, well, all of this will hopefully be gone tomorrow down to the tip. But looking at it now most of the clutter is out of the way. It's actually a really big area, and what a waste of space this has been for quite some time. So we're going to have a lovely big office in here with all nice downlighting and skimmed out and all the rest of it. And you shall be seeing quite a few videos in the future of Isaac and I in here doing whatever we do for the camera and for the business, guys. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be very exciting. But I think for today's video, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. It was a little bit of a weird video really today, a little bit of a explaining what we're doing video. But at the end of the day, if you follow the channel, you follow the business, you need to know everything that's going on, don't you? Oh, quickly before we go, Tom Upton has been in this afternoon and he has made us an absolutely stunning header tank for the BMW. So this is going to be sitting in place of where the original battery would go on the passenger side and just under the bonnet at the rear. We've modified the shelf where the original battery would sit, because obviously they are a hot spot for corrosion, etc. So we've modded that so there's no water can ingress in there and rot it out in the future. And this is to the spec that we ordered. So Tom has made this from scratch, welded it all together out of aluminium and got it powder coated satin black. We managed to find the top, which is an original pressure rated pressure cap from Mishimoto. So that looks lovely, and it's even got the orange emblem on the top, which is perfect. So that is made with the outlet and the two breathers there to the original size of the original header tank in the E36 M3, so this should look absolutely lovely under the bonnet, along with all the other satin black bits. So thank you very much, Tom, from Stop and Weld. What a top man he is. We'd be buggered without him most of the time. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Until tomorrow's video, have a great evening. Cheers.